Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Oneeb Kausar, and today I'm going to share some lessons which I have drawn from Quran. Okay, and to be precise, from Surah Kahf, uh, and it is the story of Hazrat Musa and Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, alayhim salam, uh, which is mentioned in that surah along with other stories as well. So a little clarification before I start anything else, that I'm not a scholar of Quran and I don't claim to be that. So I'm just trying to share the things which I felt were relevant to the teaching and learning field. Okay, so it's just a bit of a sharing of understanding. Okay, and obviously uh, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You don't want to listen to this video, you can switch to something else. Okay, and it's our job being a Muslim, and even if you are non-Muslim, you should try to uh, learn more from Quran from authentic sources, not people like me. Okay, so we should all do that. Okay, but as we are doing that, so if we understand something which we feel is relevant to us, there is no harm in sharing this with the others, especially if it is not going with the other teachings of Islam and Quran and Sunnah. So in that story which is mentioned about Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, uh, he is uh, informed, you can say, by Allah that there is a man who is more knowledgeable and more informative than him. Okay, so that is the first lesson. You can imagine Hazrat Musa alayhi salam is one of the greatest prophets of all time, of all nations, and then he is informed by Allah that there is someone who is more knowledgeable and more informative than him. Okay, and then then Hazrat Musa alayhi salam does not argue on that, like the devil did when he was asked to prostrate to Adam. Instead, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam said, okay, fine, why not I go to that person and try to learn from him. Okay, so these are the two important lessons which I have stated in my previous videos as well. The first thing is, no matter how knowledgeable you are considered in your field, how knowledgeable you are in front of others, the ultimate knowledge belongs to Allah, and this is His decision to give however and how much and whatever He wants to someone. Okay, so if you are a teacher and you are informed that there is someone who has more knowledge than you, then you accept it. Okay, now you may say that it was Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and he was directly informed by Allah that there is someone who is more knowledgeable than you, so that is another case. Yes, he was informed directly by Allah that there is someone more which has more knowledge than you, but then we are not Hazrat Musa alayhi salam as well. Okay, we are simple human beings, we are not prophets. Okay, and most of us do not have any high status apart from our own field. Prophets have comprehensive knowledge of the religion as well as dealing with the people and so on and so forth. So we are people who may be proficient in one field, and when I say proficient, that is, you can say, an extrapolation. Okay, because knowledge is key, is advancing day by day. So so you are not Hazrat Musa alayhi salam as well. So you don't have to be informed by Allah Himself that there is someone knowledgeable than you. Okay, there's you have to understand. We have to understand our level, and then we have to acknowledge the scenario according to that. So our knowledge, our level is not as at par with Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, So the people who may be informing us that there's someone more knowledgeable than us will not be, someone who is coming from habits. It may be our colleagues, our peers, our friends, our students maybe. Okay, so when this thing comes, when such a statement comes your way, you accept it first of all, that there can be someone who is more knowledgeable than me. Okay, that is the first lesson, and that is the first thing we have to do. If you are informed someone is more knowledgeable than you by anyone, first of all acknowledge and accept that it can be the case. Okay. Second, which is for our own continuous improvement, that is okay, fine, there is someone more knowledgeable than me, then why don't I go and benefit from that person? Okay, that is the second step. You don't just accept each and everyone to be ahead of you, because as a teacher I have said in my earlier video as well, you have to keep on improving yourself, because things are changing, students' mentality is changing, so you have to keep on improving yourself. So when someone says that there is someone more knowledgeable than you, better than you, you accept it and then you go after that higher level. This is your job. And nowadays this is very our lives have become very simple. Everything is online, the lectures are online, the presentations are online, the videos are online. Okay, so like even if you cannot get to the same level as that person, you can at least increase your level a little bit by following that person online. Okay, so this is the second step which we should do. Then the third lesson which we learn from this story, which is for teachers and students, both categories, that when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam met Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, okay, even before that, when he committed himself that he is going to go and learn from Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam went himself by foot, walking. Okay, and he had his apprentice with him, and he had they had some supplies with them, so they can go to that person. Okay, so he wasn't, when you become a student, or when you are committed to learning, then your ego, your status, these things don't matter. Okay, and I have experienced this, and I am feeling that these things are not being withered away. Okay, now they are not being practiced at the same level as it used to be maybe 10 years ago. Students, they are they want to maintain their ego, their status, and their self-respect, dignity, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but the thing is, once you know that you are going towards a good teacher, then these things don't matter. In front of that person, you have your integrity, you have your dignity, you have your self-respect, but these things don't matter if you are learning from someone who is is better than you. You want to learn and you are sincere in that regard, then these things don't matter. And this is what we learn even from so many examples from our history as well. You may have heard about the people of Sufa. Okay, so that is a place in Masjid al-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that people used to come there and they used to stay there for learning. And these people, sometimes they did not get food, they did not have enough clothes, and so on and so forth. But they managed with that. They did not complain. Even to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they did not complain that we are serving your religion, and we are doing so much for the religion. And some of them, they used to go to other places to teach Islam to other people, to other tribes. But even then, they did not claim any status or anything like that. Okay, they were happy with whatever they got. Okay, so because their main aim was learning. Okay, and this is what you see from the story of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam as well, that once he knew that I have to, go and learn from this person. This is a sign, and this is for sure that this person knows more than me. Then these things don't matter. That I'm a prophet, I have high status in front of God, I'm talking to Allah directly. These things don't matter. I will go myself or by foot. And it is mentioned in the Quran that at one point of time he said that and I'm tired. He had to walk so long that he became tired, and then his apprentice informed him that, oh, we forgot the spot where we were supposed to be. I forgot to tell you that, that spot was, we have left that spot. Okay, even then he went back. Okay, and then he found the Khizr alayhi salam. Okay, so these things don't matter. You don't get frustrated, stressed out, and so on. And especially for the people who are doing PhD, this is a very important lesson for you. Okay, and if you are in the last stages of your PhD, maybe this stage has already you have already experienced this stage that you become frustrated because of minor things. Okay, so see, it has happened to the prophets as well. Even when they were following the commands of Allah, it happened to them as well. Okay, they were sincere in their effort, and they were not considering their status, and they were informed by Allah that they have to go this path. But even then these things happen to them. They become tired, they lost their mark, and they have to went back following their own footsteps. So these things happen. Okay, so if you are doing a thesis and doing research work, this is another important lesson for you. These things will happen. You have to they will give you experience. You are tested in these ways, and then after that whatever you learn is important. Okay, it will be etched in your mind. It will be forever in your mind. After going through all these difficulties, whatever you learn, it will be etched in your mind forever. Okay, so coming back to the story, then he found the Khizr alayhi salam. Khizr alayhi salam said, and he said, okay, I want to learn from him. And maybe he introduced himself, but it is not mentioned in the story, so I will not go into that detail. Then Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam said that you cannot bear patience with me. Imagine the Prophet of Allah, beloved Prophet of Allah, who is speaking to Allah, and he is dealing with Fir'aun. He is dealing with his people. You anybody who has gone through the stories from Quran will know how Fir'aun treated him and how his people were treating him. Okay, so to say to that person, you cannot bear patience with me alone, that calls for some sort of a protest, right? Especially when you are sent by Allah to him. Okay, but again, these things don't matter if you know that you have a good teacher and you can learn from him. These things don't matter even if you don't have a good teacher. Okay, this is for our sake. Our sake, Khidr alayhi salam has a very high status. Even if you don't have a good teacher, but you feel that you can learn from him, doesn't matter. Okay, absorb these things. Nowadays, students come to me and they complain about their teachers. Okay, I usually try to be more frank with them, more friendly with them. So some of them come to me and they say, doctor or sir, this person said this to me, he did this to me in the class, he talked to me like this, he addressed me like this, I feel insulted, and so on and so forth. Okay, and same thing with the parents as well. Okay, they come and they complain that my father forced me to do this thing, my mother forced me to do this thing. Again, if you are on the right path, you are learning something, you have to ignore these things. Simply ignore them. Okay, don't take heed. Don't disturb your learning process because of what someone else said. Okay, I have a friend, and he told me a very important thing. Actually, I was listening. He was talking to a student. He said that the student complained to him that this teacher is not good. So I don't want to study more in that subject. My project and these things I don't want to do in that subject. So he told him that then you are deciding that bad teacher to decide your future. You are letting that bad teacher decide your future. Okay, so we are all human beings. again Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam was at a different level, and we are definitely at the lower level. So there will be instances where people will say something which you don't like, something which is hurting you, something which is insulting you. I know teachers who even hit. It's not according to Islam, okay, totally against Islam. Prophet ﷺ never hit anybody for teaching, okay, and people who came after that did not do it as well, okay. But as far as talking is concerned, you let go of these things. If you are learning, if you are intent on learning and you feel that okay, you can gain some more, get it, avoid these things, neglect these things, okay. Just focus on your goal, okay. And this is a lesson for any field of the life. Focus on your goal. Don't get yourself distracted with these things, okay. So he again, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam said that he did not mind his comment, and he said, he assured him that okay, fine, I will try to bear patience, okay. After saying that, there are three different instances in which Hazrat Musa alayhi salam could not control himself, and he asked the questions, okay. So this is another lesson, actually. This is another lesson, okay. Obviously Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was guided by Allah directly, so Allah could have restrained him, okay. He could have saved him from those questions. When he was about to ask those questions, he could have said to him, no, don't ask, okay. But he let him ask, okay. So this whole journey was actually planned by Allah. Like he initiated him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he could not control himself, and Allah let him do that, okay. So that tells you the importance of questioning during the learning process, okay. Teachers keep on emphasizing that students should ask questions. Here this is the other way around. Here the teacher was saying, don't ask questions until I tell you what you are supposed to know, okay. Here it was the other way around. But even then, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam kept on asking questions, and like there was no divine restriction on him. There could have been, obviously Allah could have controlled him, okay. He is the master of all things. So he kept on asking the questions, and so importance of questioning, okay. You cannot learn something properly until you ask questions, okay. Then without questioning, your knowledge is superficial. Until you practice it or question it, there are two ways to perfect your knowledge: question and practice. Question and practice, okay. Moving ahead, so he asked the question. The first time he asked the question, he said, okay, I will not ask it again. Then he said, okay, if I ask again, then you can let me go, and so on. Another lesson: don't when we become students, we take teachers and our chances for granted, and we can take as many chances as we want. People who are graduating in 4 years, they want 5 years. People who are graduating in 5 years, they want 6 years, and so on and so forth. You are doing yourself no good, okay. You are doing yourself harm if you keep on keep on stretching your chances, okay. If you keep on stretching the other person's limit, and this is a common practice again in the students. And even as teachers, we are teachers when we are taking some courses or something, some short courses or some diplomas and so on, we also show the same trend, okay. We don't follow our own example. We don't follow what we teach the students, okay. You have to realize that there is a limit after which the other person will no longer bear with you, okay. And before that limit comes, it is polite, and it is a morally correct thing to do, that you realize your own mistake, and before teasing the other person, having him stressed out, having him shout at you, you realize your mistake and back out, okay. Take a step back. Don't just run over the other person even if he is cooperating with you, okay. Again, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam could have prayed to Allah that ask Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam to give me one more chance, I want to learn more, and so on and so forth. He didn't do that. Okay, he traveled so long, 3 questions, 3 strikes, right? Like they do in baseball, 3 strikes, out. And he made himself out. He took himself out. Khidr didn't have to say to him that this is your last chance. He told him that this will be my last chance. The next one will be my last chance. So don't stretch your limits. Okay, another important lesson. Then, last thing. At the end of the story, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam broke the rules which were set by Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam for teaching him. So he broke the rules. Okay, so he was at fault, which he acknowledged as well. But even then, at the end, Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam told him what he was asking for. That is the role of the teacher. Even if the student is bad, even if he is not following your rules, his learning should not depend upon that. You still try to teach him. Even if he is going away from you, you still try to teach him. Okay, that this is okay, now you are going, this is what you should know. Okay, many teachers, when the students graduate, or even during graduation, like when they are being taught by the teachers, they relate to the students. They establish the relationship with the students according to their attitude in the class, okay, and according to their discipline. Okay, this is not the case, certainly not the case here. Okay, a person is breaking the rule. He came to you himself, and he broke your rules. The only rule which you set, he broke them thrice. Okay, and now he's leaving, and he said, I will leave. Okay, and he didn't ask him. In the end, he didn't ask him. He didn't say, okay, since I'm leaving, tell me that. No, Hazrat said, okay, now I will tell you what you could not bear patience upon. Okay, so this is the role of the teacher. The teacher wants to strengthen the knowledge of the students, even if he is leaving him, even if he is breaking the rules, and so on. Okay, so these are the important lessons. Again, this was no sermon or no lecture about the many other different aspects which you can learn from this story. I hope and pray that Allah gives us the strength and the tawfiq, so that we go deeper into these stories, we learn from them, we implement them in our lives. Okay, but it will require effort. Okay, so this was just something which I felt can be interesting and important for teachers and students, and I thought I should share them with the viewers. Okay, so I hope you liked it. May Allah give us the strength to be a part of the learning process as teachers, students, sincerely, and we learn more, and He gives us the strength and the understanding of His holy book, Quran. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.